Dr. Earl Mindell's Unsafe at Any Meal: How to Avoid Hidden Toxins in Your Food, by Dr. Earl Mindell and Hester Mundis, takes a closer look at food labels. Those tiny print boxes on the back of cereal boxes or the side of soda cans can hold a treasure trove of information, or serve as a minefield of confusion. The book begins with this question: why can't we judge foods by their labels? Well, unless you know what to look for, food labels can be inadequate, confusing, and even dangerously misleading. Back in 1990, the Nutrition Labelling and Education Act was introduced, aiming to provide consumers with clear, non-misleading information about the foods they eat. The US Department of Agriculture, USDA, and the Food and Drug Administration, FDA, worked together to create the daily values and the percent daily values system based on a 2,000-calorie diet. Sounds great, right? But here's the catch. Unless you understand where these percentages come from and how they vary based on your calorie intake, you might still be nutritionally sandbagged. For instance, the 2,000-calorie benchmark was chosen because it approximates the maintenance calorie requirements of postmenopausal women, the group most often targeted for weight reduction. But what if you're a young athlete consuming 3,000 calories a day? Or someone on a 1,500-calorie diet? The percentages will vary significantly. Moreover, just because a product claims to provide 100% of a nutrient doesn't mean it's sufficient for your individual needs. Stress, illness, and other factors can affect your nutritional requirements. Now, let's talk about the reference daily intakes, RDIs, and daily reference values, DRVs. These are the basis for calculating percent daily values. RDIs have replaced the old US recommended daily allowances, RDAs, but they're still based on the outdated National Academy of Sciences RDAs, which many nutritionists feel are inadequate. DRVs, on the other hand, are calculated for energy-producing nutrients like fat, carbohydrates, and protein, as well as for cholesterol, sodium, and potassium. For example, the DRV for fat is based on 30% of calories, while the DRV for protein applies only to adults and children over 4 years old. But here's the kicker. The FDA allows certain things to go unmentioned on food labels. For instance, specific identification of all flavourings, spices, fats, and oils is not mandatory. There's no mandatory labelling for bioengineered foods or ingredients, genetically modified GM foods, or foods containing GMOs. Not all additives must be listed, and manufacturers are not required to prominently label foods containing potential allergens like peanuts, eggs, or soy. And here's a shocker: sulfites, preservative chemicals implicated in more than a dozen deaths, don't have to be listed on all product labels. This brings us to the concept of labelese, where manufacturers use general terms that can be particularly confusing. For example, the term diet doesn't necessarily mean the food is carbohydrate-free or low in sugar or fat. Light or light can mean a variety of things, from fewer calories to reduced fat, or even lighter in colour or syrup density. And natural, or all natural, doesn't guarantee the product is free of additives or GMOs. Let's talk about other most commonly misinterpreted labels. Lean and extra lean have specific definitions for meat, poultry, and seafood, but a brand name containing the word lean can still use it even if it doesn't meet the criteria. Low calorie sounds good, but serving sizes can be manipulated to make the claim. No artificial flavours doesn't mean the product doesn't contain natural flavours, which can include substances like MSG. And let's not forget about the sneaky ingredients that don't have to be disclosed. For instance, products labelled salt-free can still contain sodium. Sugarless doesn't mean calorie-free, as it might contain other sweeteners. Wheat bread might not be whole wheat unless whole wheat is the first ingredient. Mindell and Mundis also delve into the world of additives, which are substances added to foods for various reasons, from enhancing flavour to extending shelf life. But not all additives are created equal. Some are beneficial, while others can be harmful. For instance, antioxidants like BHA and BHT are used to prevent rancidity, but they have been linked to health issues. And the GRAS, generally recognized as safe list, while intended to ensure safety, includes additives that have later been found to be problematic. They also explore the unintentional additives that can find their way into our food, like antibiotics, hormones, and pesticides. These residues can remain active even after cooking and digestion, posing potential health risks. Also, tackled in the book is irradiation, a process that uses ionizing radiation to kill bacteria and extend shelf life. While it sounds promising, irradiation can create free radicals and unique radiolytic products, URPs, the long-term effects of which on humans are still unknown. So what can you do to protect yourself? First, read labels carefully and understand what the terms mean. Look for products with the least amount of potentially harmful ingredients. Be aware of serving sizes and how they can be manipulated. And remember, just because a product claims to be healthy doesn't mean it is. This has been a BrightLearn video from BrightLearn.ai on the book Dr. Earl Mindell's Unsafe at Any Meal, How to Avoid Hidden Toxins in Your Food by Dr. Earl Mindell and Hester Mundis. Visit BrightLearn.ai for more fascinating videos like this one, and visit naturalnews.com for full editorial coverage and breaking news on critical stories that keep you informed and aware of what's really going on.